Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to pour some flowers and I already poured my ultra cast resin into the Pebble Cascade Coaster Mold from MoldsandShapes, and I let my ultra cast resin get as thick as honey consistency. So, and now I'm dropping some resin inks into my mold. First color is the night blue and the second color is the espresso. So you see how I'm dropping it. Just want to make sure that the clear resin is quite covered with the resin ink. And I let it spread a little bit, and I'm taking my dotting tool as well, and I'm just swirling from the outside to the inside, so that I have also a little bit of a color blending, hopefully. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. The Pepples Coaster Mold, the Cascade Pepples Coaster Mold, is from MoldsandShapes. So if you like, you can look into my description box. There's a promo code. The ultra cast resin is from Art, and the resin inks are from Octopus. Just check out my description box. And here is now my white for the flowers, and I mixed it with the white pigment drops and the almond. Almond is pearlescent mica from Art, and I wanted to give them a little bit of a soft white tone. When the white, what I just mixed, is spreading in the mold, then it doesn't look as beige anymore. It's looking more white, but it has not such a hard white. So I don't know why this is happening, that it always turns out more white than it's now looking in the cup, but it's like it is. You see that I'm pouring spirals, because for me it's really the easiest way of doing the flowers, and like many people of you, probably I achieve the best results. So I was a little bit struggling, because I think I could have mixed up a little bit more of the white or of the beige tone. But, well, it is like it is, so I'm taking here the popsicle stick and I just try to use what I have. But you can really see my resin got a really honey consistency and it's quite thick, even though the ultra cast resin is a medium viscosity resin. But I can also achieve wonderful flowers when I let my resin stand. I ran out of the master cast, that's why I'm using the ultra cast for the moment. So now you see how I'm drawing my petals. I just go from the outside to the inside and then a little swirl. And with my next one, I'm doing basically the same. I'm going from the outside to the inside. And then I take my dotting tool and just go 4 times from the inside to the outside, but not completely all the way to the edges, and then again a swirl. And I want to create some 2 coasters in one design and the other 2 coasters in the design where I also drag my dotting tool from the inside to the outside. It's always such a struggle to explain this. I'm sorry. But basically you see what I'm doing. And I love the combination of the colors brown and blue. And it's a nice blue, the night blue. So I'm very curious how this is going to end up on the other side. So my flowers are done. I just quickly take the torch and I'm torching on top of my resin, and then I just let my resin work, and yeah, we see each other when I do my back layer, and there I am. I thought to go with similar colors. So again, I have the almond, and I'm mixing this in my ultra cast resin. This time I didn't let the ultra cast resin set. I mixed my resin and then I just started mixing my colors. So no waiting time, nothing, because when I'm doing like the crackle effect in the background, I don't need to wait for my resin to heat up or anything. So I make sure that I stir my color here or my mica very well, so I don't have any traces on the surface or later on at the bottom of my mold, so that they are, yeah, just to avoid some ugly parts, you know, being in my resin piece. And now my second color, I just used the midnight blue again, or not midnight, it's night blue, sorry, it's called night blue. And you saw I just gave it 2 spritz, and this is my back layer color. So I'm also stirring this very well so I don't have any streaks or anything like this. And then I can almost start pouring. Yeah, it's always a procedure with the mixing, and yeah, just to make sure that nothing happens. But like I say so many times in my videos, sometimes I just tell you, you need to stir, and then it turns out that I didn't stir enough. But I think this time it just went perfectly, so thank God. Anyway, I'm now pouring the blue color into my molds on top of my flower or flowers. And I'm very curious. At that point I thought, is it a good idea to go with the same or with very similar colors? Maybe I cannot see the flower on top. I don't know, because you don't see how the flower is going to turn out on the other side. So it's always a risk, but I thought I just want to have my crackle effect basically in the same colors. And that's why I have chosen those colors. And now I mixed them and I have to live with what I've mixed. But I'm just hoping for a nice effect. So now I carefully fill up my molds. And when you do this, really let your resin spread and just wait a little bit before you completely fill it up. Otherwise you may risk to overfill, which sometimes happens to me as well. But look at this gorgeous color. I really love this color and it's very beautiful. And I just divide my cup to all the coasters, and I think I have calculated quite well, so I don't have any left over. So just make sure that I'm not overfilling. That's why I'm taking care so much. You know, when you're overfilling, it's not pleasant because your resin runs and runs, and you think sometimes it stops overflowing, but then it continues and you have all the mess, and I don't like it at all, but I guess I'm not the only one. So, and now I just put you on a time lapse where you can see how the resin is moving and how the blue is floating over the mica powder. And for me, it's always a good sign that I can achieve a good back layer effect. Anyway, this is again 24 hours later and I can demold. I'm very curious how these turned out, and I hope, yeah, that you can see the flowers and that, you know, that there's a little bit contrast, but we will see very soon. So now there is the first one, and look at this. I really adore this. I think, you know, the colors are really matching very well. And the background, I think personally it's not too dark. I really love how the crackle effect worked with this color combination. I think it's looking very good. I'm very happy. I'm also very happy that the flowers turned out well. So this is the next one, and these are the flowers where I only pulled my dotting tool from the outside to the inside. But look at this. Really love this. I love this with the brown and with the blue. It's beautiful. And now there are the second ones where I also pulled my dotting tool from the inside to the outside, and actually this is my favorite coaster, this one which I'm holding now in my hand. Really love this. Looks very natural, I think, very good. And now the next one, and I also like this a lot. But the third one is just my personal favorite, if I may say so. So with this, like always, I love and leave you. Here's the end result also, and you can see all the effects. And yeah, I just wonder if you like them, what you think about them. And I see you hopefully for my next video. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.